Welcome back to the Tennessee Frugal Craftsman. It's July the 20th. It's a Wednesday. I just wanted to give you a quick update on what I have got done here. The dipping for this point is done, and so I wanted to give you a little bit of information for those who may be wanting to do this themselves. Roughly how much material you need and how much wood you can get dipped. Going to be important, especially if you are doing a lot. So I'll pull around here and show you what I've got. Again, it's not going to be a long video. Probably do a separate video later. I'm getting ready to build my outbuilding, so let's come around here. All right, I have now completed, this is all the 2x6 and 2x4s up there. Those were things that are eventually going to be for the house. Those were all planed and completed. These are all my 2x4s for my outbuilding, which I'm getting ready to build. I know there's lots there. We've got more than enough. This pile here is all of the boards for the walls and the roof structure for my outbuilding. Like I said, everything here has been dipped. Here we actually have all of the boards that are going to be used for the second floor, to gain lots and then some. Got a few extra boards there dipped. Those are just 6s and 4s. And then finally, I actually have all of my structural 2x6, 2x8, 2x4s, to gain more than enough here to do my outbuilding. So I just did everything I had. I did a calculation. This is my, for those of you who are just joining me, this is actually my dipping tray here that I had set up. It's 22 feet long. Did a rough calculation based upon the number of Tim-bor containers I used. That's 25-pound containers of Tim-bor. I had 5 of those. I used all 5. Those run about 85, 90, between, depending on where you buy them, $85 to $95 a pail. I used, or made, approximately 100 gallons, probably be somewhere between 90 and 100 gallons, 95 to 100 gallons of chemical. That also took a total of 15 gallons of non-diluted antifreeze. And out of that, what I had left over was approximately 15 gallons. That's those 3 pails right here that I just showed you. That's, I strained this, filtered it when I dipped it out of my when I dipped it out of the tray here. Now that's empty. And this is what I had left over, so roughly 15 gallons. So just round it off. If I had roughly 100 gallons, I have used 85 gallons. I have the 15 left over for the next time. What that did was actually somewhere in the vicinity of between 8,500 and 10,000 square feet. Now, that's not board feet, because it depends on the surface area. So what I did is I did a rough calculation of the surface area that I did, and came up to be somewhere between 8,500 to 10,000, give or take, surface area, square feet. Again, you can calculate that based upon, like, for example, a 2x6. If you have roughly 6 inches on each side plus 2 inches thickness on the edges, then you're going to have somewhere in the vicinity of 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 inches. Now I calculated mine at about 15 inches per 2x6, and then the length. And so did that calculation, because in dipping what you're getting is all of the surface areas are being covered. Now obviously that's going to be more than if you were spraying, because if you're spraying, you're really only getting, most of them only spray up, maybe 1.5 to 2 feet up the wall. I have dipped everything, covered everything, and so there's no part of my structure that doesn't have a coating of this stuff on. So hopefully long term, shouldn't have any problems with bugs and fungus and those types of things. But obviously it's going to be more of a cost to do that. And so I figure I probably have somewhere in the vicinity of probably $700 in all the dipping material that I've used so far. That again, will include material that I also am going to be using in the house. So that's not just for my 2-story 20 by 14 outbuilding. That's actually coming around here. That's actually including material for the house, extra 2x4s, and I also even dipped probably 30-40 pieces of some material over there, hardwood, last night before I emptied up my tray, that I'm going to be using in the house. And so you may say, well, it's a little pricey. Well, that's actually cheaper long term. That's cheaper than paying for, you know, exterminators, and also cheaper than using something like a borax, which is fairly pricey as well. And so it took me probably about between 4 and 5 days, 5 days to do all of my dipping for my outbuilding. Again, that's my sweat equity. Some people may not want to put that effort into it and just go ahead and, you know, have it sprayed later. That's perfectly fine. I think that what I've got is a better job, because almost all of my material, with the exception of a little bit of the boards that I'm using on the outbuilding, where I just dip them and let them drip dry, most of this material has all been dipped and sat in the solution for at least a minute, completely submerged for a minute. So, I mean, it's got a good coating. The glycol in the antifreeze is supposed to actually make it penetrate further, and so I'm hoping long term not to have any problems. And so just wanted to give you an update of where we are and what I'm doing. My next project is going to be I'm starting it today, if I feel okay. I'm going to start laying the footing for my outbuilding, and so as that progresses, I'll do that in a separate video. But I am going to be starting right here, laying out my outbuilding and the footings. And so it's going to be just this side of that pile where that stake is, and then over here 14 feet. So that's where I'm at. As always, I appreciate you joining me, and hope to catch you on the next one, the next video, where I am finally at least starting to lay the footprint of the outbuilding. Once I get the concrete down and the foundation, then it'll be away to the races to actually build. All of this work that I've been doing for the past, well, now almost a year, is now going to start coming together in my construction. So as always, I appreciate you joining me. If you would, please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next video.